Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. What the fuck is going on? This is my subjective perspective with Jordan Fischer.
And why did he make you so special? Why did he bless you? Think about it. I woke up this morning. Got a smile when I say that shit. Woke up this morning. Go.
And today I would like to talk about something that's been on my mind lately. And that is the humility of trying new things. But before I wanted to get into this topic, there's been a question that's been on my mind, in the back of my mind for about the past year. And everybody I've asked this question to, most of the time, completely out of the blue, completely spontaneously, they're completely befuddled and they have absolutely no clue what to respond. I love catching people off guard with this question, so I'm about to catch my listeners off with this question. Why the fuck is the word men in the word menstrual or menopause? Why is men? Why is men in there? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to elaborate on that question much more, but that's just something that's constantly in the fucking back of my head. Anyway, I would like to get into the humility of trying new things. Something I've been kind of obsessed with lately. Obsessed might be a bit of an understatement. The past few months, I've been living my life. What I'm really trying to get out of my life is I'm trying to try as many new things, especially while I'm single. I'm not committed to anybody. I'm trying to enjoy my life and enjoy it by trying as many new things, seeing what I enjoy, and really just kind of trying to expand my personality, expand my horizons, and open up my world. And I've kind of taken on the motto of getting comfortable being uncomfortable, and meaning I want to get the fuck out of my comfort zone as much as possible. Fuck your comfort zone, man. Fuck your comfort zone. That shit's destructive. That'll get you nowhere. If you want to grow as a person, and I'm assuming you do, I think most people do, if they really want to admit it to themselves, that they love themselves fully, they want to grow as an individual. And I know I absolutely want to. My motto in life is constantly improving, and I want to improve upon as many new things as I can. So I've been kind of living, I can't think of the song, but there's a Drake line that kind of is in the back of my head. I guess you could almost say this is the theme that's kind of been driving my actions over the past few months. And the Drake line is, when's the last time you did something for the first time? I'm going to say that again, because I think I really ponder this question. When was the last time that you yourself did something for the first time? When the fuck was it? You know, like, a lot of people, realistically, they might say, I mean, granted, there might be a correlation of distance with age, of last time they did something for the first time might be correlated with age. Hopefully, if you're like in your 20s like I am, or if you're in your teens, or whatever, even in your 30s, fuck it, you should be answering like a week ago, maybe a month maybe. You know, you should constantly be pushing those boundaries of what you're doing for your first time, trying new things. And so I want to talk specifically on the humility of trying new things. And I can only talk about my subjective experience. And so this year, it's 2017. We're about halfway through the year. I think it's July like 9th, I think, of the year. And so far this year, I've taken up a fuck ton of hobbies, and I plan to take up more. I'm actually trying a sensory deprivation tank this upcoming week. Anyway, this is what I've tried so far this year. Hold on, I got a list for you, boys and girls. Muay Thai, which is a form of martial arts. Boxing, also a form of martial arts. Jiu-Jitsu, also a form of martial arts. Meditation, painting, yoga, podcasting. I'm starting this podcast now. I'm launching it. Reading. And I've been taking my workouts a little bit more seriously. I've gained about 10 pounds, and I've definitely this summer I've significantly dropped body fat, especially with all this boxing and Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu as well. Jiu-Jitsu will drop the fat off as well. It's a good core workout. But especially with martial arts, the humility behind that, being surrounded, because where I train at, the gym I train at is, I'd say I train with about 10 to 15 guys at once, and pretty much everybody in that fucking place can kick my ass. Like, every single person. Like, I'm 200 pounds, and I sparred, I guess you call it sparring, in jiu-jitsu with a 140-pound guy. I had 60 pounds on this dude, and he ended up choking me out in like 4.5 minutes. Which he knows jiu-jitsu and I don't. I don't know it as well. I've only been to like 11 practices. And that was very humbling to me, you know, like just the fact that I'm around all these motherfuckers that could just beat my ass anytime they wanted. That's really humbling to me, and it's a cool experience to get outside my comfort zone and really push those boundaries. And I mean, yoga's the same way, especially as a male. A lot of men are, I don't know if it's fear that controls them or if it's just the uncomfortable feeling, but they find yoga as feminine, and they're willing to overlook all the benefits that yoga can offer as an exercise, as therapy, as relief from your day, as a stress reliever. I mean, you name it. And they're willing to overlook all these because it doesn't look tough, it doesn't look masculine. And I say fuck that. Who fucking cares? Yoga, I mean, there are so many benefits. You gotta look at that as objectively as you possibly can, and really just soak in all the benefits. Not worry if it's too female, or if you're gonna feel like less of a man. To be honest, I feel like more of a man because I do yoga, because I embrace that shit, and I try to push my ego down, try to beat the fuck out of my ego as much as possible, push that to the back of my mind, and really be there in the moment whenever I'm doing yoga, and embrace those stretches, embrace the breath of it all. And I'm not very good. I'm just kind of following a YouTube guide, but I don't know. It's a cool experience. You're very you have this inner calm. You're very relaxed after a yoga class, and it's a good workout as well. But yeah, the humility of it. I think there's a paradox of embracing the humility of trying something new, of really admitting to yourself that, like, yo, I suck dick at whatever it is you're trying, and you can't let that defeat your confidence because you're new to it. You're just a beginner. You're in the adolescent stages of trying this new thing, taking on this new task. But there's humility that comes with it, like, wow, I'm terrible at this. But you got to have the confidence to keep going. And that's where the paradox, well, I would say the paradox is what the humility brings, which is confidence. The humility of trying new things brings confidence. It brings an extreme amount because you feel better about yourself learning all these new things. And especially in the beginning stages of trying something new, you really progress at a much quicker rate. And I think that's really interesting versus somebody who's kind of an expert. They're going to get only so much better in one practice. But if you're beginning, you can learn a ton in one practice. You know, it's completely foreign to you, but it's becoming something that you're becoming equipped with, some knowledge that you're becoming equipped with. So I think that's the paradox of humility, of embracing the humility. And you can't really let your ego shun that humility out. You can't really like say, fuck it, man, I don't care about whatever it is I'm trying new, whatever passion I'm trying to pursue, because I don't care. But really you're just coping, you're very, very poorly coping with a negative experience or a negative feeling towards your own ego. But you gotta be able to embrace that vulnerability and that humility and say, you know what, I'm not very good at this. I'm not the greatest in the world at this. And that's alright. That's cool. I mean, some people don't like to be vulnerable in that aspect, but that's important. That's really important for growth, because you're only going to slow your own growth if you're not willing to admit the vulnerability, the humility of the new experience. And then if you don't grow and you don't get better, then there's not going to be any confidence that comes with it. So that's the paradox of trying new things and the humility of it all. That pretty much wraps up everything I can think of on this topic. So I think I'm going to call it quits on this podcast. Goodbye.